Hello my friends, welcome to the video. So today we're going to be touching on the topic of Hashimoto's. That is something I do have. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune condition where your body attacks its own tissue. With Hashimoto's, the body is attacking the thyroid, thinking that it's foreign. So if you guys did see my last video, the cheat day, I did speak briefly about Hashimoto's, and it did get a lot of people asking questions, and they're asking me if I could do a video on the topic. So I've had Hashimoto's since about 2015. Well, that's when I got diagnosed and learned that I had it. Maybe I had it longer. I don't know, but it was about 2015 when I got diagnosed. And yeah, it's just been an interesting journey ever since. So again, Hashimoto's, it's an autoimmune condition where your body's attacking itself. So again, Hashimoto's does attack the thyroid, and it does put out antibodies which get measured in the blood that can see the level of basically the attack. You know, the higher the antibodies, the worse. The lower, you know, it's basically like you're kind of getting it under control. So yeah, let's talk about my little journey of Hashimoto's. So I did get diagnosed in 2015, and my doctor put me on thyroid medication. So I didn't know exactly what was the point. You know, at that point in my life, I didn't really know too much about hormones or any of that stuff. So I just kind of listened to my doctor, thinking that they know best. So I got put on medication, and the medication I was taking is called levothyroxine, which a lot of you guys might be familiar with. I've gone like super deep into like thyroid optimization, different medications, you know, because I just really wanted to educate myself and learn more about it. So I learned about all the different medications. I've tried almost every single medication out there. So again, I was on levothyroxine, and I just never felt good. And my doctor, the only thing that she was testing was TSH and free T4, and then also the antibodies or whatever. So she was never looking at free T3 or reverse T3. So when you guys do take levothyroxine, which is synthetic T4, the T4 has to get converted in the liver to T3, which T3 is the active hormone. So if you are taking levothyroxine or Synthroid and it's T4 only medication, and your doctor is not testing your reverse T3 or free T3, then it's almost kind of pointless, because when you take T4, which levothyroxine or Synthroid, it can get converted to reverse T3. You want to make sure that the hormone is properly converting, so that is why it's very important to test for reverse T3 as well as free T3. And I have been on Thyroid as well, which is a natural desiccated thyroid. It does have T4 as well as T3 in it. Some people work well on, you know, like Thyroid, but some people don't do well with it because it has like some type of fillers in there sometimes, and it's just really tricky. The thyroid is extremely tricky. And then also there is T3, so that is the active hormone. Its half-life is very short compared to T4, so you have to take it more frequently. I'm not currently on any thyroid medication whatsoever. I haven't been on thyroid medication since 2018. I was just kind of sick of the ups and downs, the roller coasters. Some days I'd feel good, some days I'd feel pretty bad. So I was like, you know what, I'm over this. I'm just gonna stop taking it. And I just started doing more research on my own and just trying out different things, fasting. And so let's get into a little bit about the diet and nutrition for Hashimoto's. So the two main triggers for Hashimoto's are gluten and dairy. So most people do well once they eliminate either gluten or dairy or both. For me lately, I've been trying to avoid gluten as well as avoiding dairy. Actually, I was like basically just having fruits and sweet potato as my main carbohydrate source for a little while. And then I started adding in some rice, because with all the training I do, I need to get in a lot of carbohydrates. And you know, trying to do that just through fruit and sweet potatoes, it was pretty challenging. So I have added rice back into the diet. So with rice, there can be a gluten cross contamination. So some people don't do well with rice or grains. I actually added rice back in the diet, and I feel a lot better. Yeah, I was just kind of doing a little bit of an elimination diet for a while, just to see what foods kind of cause inflammation, cause a flare-up, joint pain, or whatever. So gluten and dairy are two that you want to avoid. And then also the nightshades, so like tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, eggplant. You want to avoid those, as well as some people don't do well with them. Back in like 2016, I was like eating like 2 pounds of potatoes a night. I used to like chop them up super small. I don't know if any of you guys are still here from, back then, but like the OG subscribers would know. I used to make this thing called the daily platter, and I would eat so many potatoes every night just because I wanted to get in carbs and I liked them and they were more satiating and filling. But I feel like those could have been working against me that whole entire time. So avoid gluten and dairy, avoid the nightshades. Maybe I should talk about a little bit of the symptoms of Hashimoto's. So Hashimoto's, like, it's if you guys have hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's, you guys can probably relate to what I'm about to say. You're always tired a lot. You have lack of motivation, restless nights of sleep. Sometimes your feet get cold, your hands get cold. Sometimes you get kind of cranky. So those are like kind of like all symptoms of like Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism. And how I've been kind of dealing with it over the years, it's been, I feel like I should have shared a lot more with you guys about it, but it's just, it's something I've been dealing with for a long time. And I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna deal with it. And I just felt like I didn't want to complain to you guys, but it's just been something I've been dealing with for a long time. And, I mentioned it in one of my last videos, and then a lot of people really wanted to hear about it. So hopefully this video helps you guys, and you can take home some information for it. But I'm not always the most motivated person. I don't always feel my best. You might see like all my Instagram stuff of me training all the time and like doing all these crazy workouts, and trust me, it's not easy. I'm not just like, I don't know, magical person that I can like train crazy all the time, but I try to do what I can. Like my training is definitely back down a little bit from where it was, especially with CrossFit. Doing CrossFit, like high intensity work, the longer workouts was what really kind of like got me. They would really make me feel fatigued and really worn out for the rest of the day. But the shorter CrossFit workouts, I feel pretty decent doing. I can kind of recover from it. And also, I just kind of have to keep an eye on my training volume. I can't do tons and tons of volume because it just really crushes me. And then like my recovery is very poor. And then waking up in the morning, I wake up and I feel like I didn't even sleep. Like I just have those where you feel like a train hit you, and like the first thing you want to do is like grab like coffee or caffeine. But and then that's like another thing for me too. Like I go through phases of where I will have caffeine, and because like seriously, when I have caffeine, it almost acts as like thyroid hormone for me, because my body is deficient in thyroid hormone. But when I have a little bit of caffeine, it kind of gives me like a little boost of energy and like kind of brings me up, and then I'm like, whoa, like I feel amazing. I wish I felt like this every day. But then like what coffee and caffeine does, it stimulates the adrenals to put out adrenaline. So that's what kind of gives you that like awake, alive, you feel really good. But for me, I also have low adrenal function. So if I have caffeine, it's just stimulating the adrenals. And then when I don't have the caffeine, I feel so exhausted, and all I want to do is grab the caffeine to like get me going again. So I really do try to avoid caffeine. Again, I go through phases, but it's been quite some time since I had like my last like energy drink or coffee. I just found that I feel a lot better without having caffeine whatsoever. My energy levels are a little bit more stable, instead of like, having phases where I have caffeine, I feel good, my energy's up, and then say the next day, my energy is super low. So I've been able to really like focus on trying to have healthy adrenals by not consuming caffeine. And, there are supplements that do help for your gut health, so another thing with Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism, usually everything starts in your gut. If you don't have a healthy gut, your body is not properly able to digest the food and absorb all those vitamins and minerals. So healing your gut is very beneficial. So if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you guys have seen me do a lot of fasting in the past. And a lot of that was to basically try to heal my gut, as well as rebalance my hormones, and it's definitely helped a lot. Now that I'm at like a better place, I don't feel the need to fast as long anymore. And to be honest, I don't really fast much at all anymore. I was just doing like a fast on the weekends, but in the past I was doing fast every day. But like I used to do a fast on the weekend, but I just feel a bit better by not fasting. You know, I'm not trying to lose weight. You know, I'm just kind of at like a maintenance phase of my life. I just want to feel good. You know, I want to be able to train. I want to feel healthy. And even like for my cheat days, you guys have seen me all do cheat days. You guys have seen me go absolutely crazy on the cheat days, like years past. But like even in that aspect, like my motivation and drive to do cheat days, like cheat days used to be everything to me. You know, I was like, oh, I cannot wait for the cheat day this weekend. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy myself. I still have a cheat day once per week. But as you guys see, I'm not doing like 10,000, 12,000, 13,000 calories every single weekend. I'll probably do about 5,000 or 6,000 calories, which that's roughly only about like, you know, maybe like 2,000 to 2,500 over maintenance, depending on the day. Sometimes it might be around like 4,000 or 5,000. But what's most important is that I just want to eat foods that I don't eat on the daily and just enjoy myself. Another thing with the cheat days, you know, on those cheat days, I'm eating gluten, I'm eating dairy, I'm eating whatever I want. But I found that by avoiding it all other days out of the week, it doesn't really affect me as bad, you know, by really dialing in my diet and really focusing on quality foods, as well as just avoiding like the gluten and dairy and the nightshades on my normal days of eating. And then one day out of the week, you know, I'll have some dairy, I'll have some gluten or whatever. And I feel like it doesn't affect me as bad as when I would just have the cheat day. And then also throughout the week, you know, I'd have bread, I'd have dairy, you know, I would just kind of like track my macros while still eating healthy food, but fitting in different foods here and there. But yeah, I definitely feel a lot better by avoiding all that other stuff during the week. But yeah, I hope this video isn't too long, but I'm just kind of filling you guys in, my past, my present, what's going on. And then also like, you know, supplementation. Supplements do help, greens and reds being one of them. So I do take Opti-Reds and Opti-Greens by First Form. They're really important for gut health. They have antioxidants, vitamins and minerals. Those have really helped my gut health. Also, there's another supplement called Adrenal Restore. So it does have ashwagandha, and that is a herb, and that is really, really good for cortisol management. So it can really help balance your stress. So those two I think help the most, you know, Adrenal Restore and then Opti-Greens, Opti-Reds. And yeah, just really balancing out my lifestyle. Back when I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, I also had a lot of like mental stress going on. You know, I was going through a tough time in my life. And so not only like can physical stress have an impact on your thyroid health and also like just how you feel, but also mental stress can be a big one. You know, like if you've lost a loved one, or if someone passed away, or you broke up with your girlfriend, or like those types of stressors can really have a huge impact on your thyroid. You might not think so just because like, oh, it's just in my mind or whatever, but those can have a huge impact. But yeah, that's kind of, I mean, I feel like I might be missing some stuff, but I tried to fill you guys in as much as I could without the video being too long. But yeah, that's basically it. You know, again, Hashimoto's, it's an autoimmune condition where your own body is attacking its own tissue, and Hashimoto's being the thyroid. Again, two main food groups to avoid, gluten and dairy. And then also the nightshades, peppers, potatoes, tomatoes, eggplant, and then also medications. So I'm not telling you to avoid the medications, but you want to make sure you have a good doctor. And again, I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice or telling you guys to do anything. I'm just sharing my journey, what I've learned. But again, for the medication, the first thing the doctor wants to do is immediately put you on levothyroxine, because they usually only test the TSH and T4. But without having those other two numbers of free T3 and then reverse T3, you can't really tell what the medication is doing. So you could be taking levothyroxine and be feeling even worse because it could be converting to reverse T3. So you might do better on maybe Armour-Thyroid, which has a little bit of T4 and T3. Definitely question your doctor, ask questions, try to get a little more information on that, and then, you know, take some time, do some research. You know, that's exactly what I did. That's how I know everything that I do now, because I took the time to listen to podcasts. I was reading in forums. I was just reading online. You know, I was so desperate to feel good. All I was doing was spending time reading and researching and listening to podcasts, you know, because my ultimate goal was to just feel better, you know, because every day it was like, you know, like one day I would feel amazing. I'm like, damn, I feel good today. And like, you know, I was like, I want to feel like this every day. So then the following day, I would do exactly what I did the day before, and it just never worked. You know, some days were great, some days were horrible. So it was just a roller coaster of emotions. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. And again, let me know if you have any questions or comments. Leave them down below. I'd be happy to help as much as I can. But yeah, that is going to be it for today. That is Hashimoto's and my journey, and hopefully I didn't miss anything. I tried to say as much as I could, and everything was just off the top of my brain and what I've gone through. So that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hope everyone has an amazing day. Thank you guys for all the love and the support. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.